Only 3 sharks in the world can sleep, and that's the white-tip reef shark, lemon sharks, and nurse sharks. Right. And then we have these other pyramid reefs on the starboard side, like right next to each other. That one on the left side, that's Maverick. The other one is Goose. All right.
Way up there.
Yeah, they're kind of
There's so much fish.
so much fish over here. Yeah. Now you guys know where to fish. Just watch out for submarines.
It's a fat fish.
You've been caught before.
Mom, those look like
Well, we've been hooked, so we've never been caught.
they are torpedoes. Have you ever?
Only then lower than submarine. Because they hang out in more shallow waters. Usually not more than deeper than like 40 to 50 feet.
That's stingray.
Stingray, port side. What is that? Stingray. Oh, there's a spotted eagle ray. There's a big one out there.
Can't see it.
All right, now you guys know the good side. Port side, apparently.
You just see
It's
light.
gone now.
Maybe we'll see that stingray again because it looks like it's headed towards the airplanes. So we might see that as we head offshore. But right now we're going towards the anchor on the port side. That's how we're going to get there. Captain Mary pivoting off that. She's using objects on the bottom of the ocean to kind of guide her, right? So you see cinder blocks, bricks, kind of boat cables. Maybe the subpilot's like on the trail of crumbs.
This is sand. Nope.
Wasn't the scuba diver. Yeah, we got this big hill out here on the starboard side. That's the lava rock bridge we call the Puli Opono. That's one of the things we use for navigation. Humming. Those are the thrusters going, so that's we're driving. Yeah, that humming sound you hear out there.
That it was a whale.
Oh, you thought it was a whale? That would be nice, right?
I could just take so much.
All right, are the seaweed growing structures, and I promise we're gonna turn around. We'll turn around here, so we'll double back, so you guys can see on the starboard side as well. The visibility is better than they projected this morning. This is fantastic. Those big fish are the giant trevallies. Giant trevallies. They got different names in Hawaiian.
Oh, I
When
can
they're
see
small,
some fish down
They're
there.
called kokio. When they get large, they're called ukua.
It's a video, baby.
Have you ever lost anybody on the sub? No. We get everybody back ashore. Nobody ever
Look at
died on
those.
the
Look.
sub.
Luke.
Sleeping fish.
More.
Oh yeah.
Look at the other ones.
And here's a bunch of these giant trevallies out here on the port side, peel size. And there's a pufferfish in there too. See a puffer in there.
Where's the pufferfish?
You never see a puffer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'd never say never, right? I've seen it like twice in 7.5 years. So
Pufferfish.
very uncommon. We're only going to do that when they're in mortal danger.
Oh, I can see. Is it the white one? Pufferfish?
You saw the white fish? Nice. And over here on the
Because they
starboard
always go
side,
skinny.
we have that lava
Yeah.
rock bridge. The biggest part of our Puli Opono. Now look up. You can see the top of the ridge there. There's a lot of corals up there. So lots of corals, lots of fish. But juvenile fish here,
Look
the
at a bunch of
baby fish
dories
kinda hang
down
out
there.
Corals aren't that big, so they can't
Hi, Dory.
protect a very big
Hi, Dory.
fish.
Hi, Dory. Hi, Dory. Hi, Dory. Hi,
Just
Dory.
keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
There's a bunch of starfish out here too. They're kind of dissipating.
Hi, Dory. Dory. Dory.
Last week and the previous week for like 2 weeks, every year it's like mating season for the starfish. And they all get together in big clumps. Right, but you can see they're starting to disperse. Any other time during the year, you'll see you turn the flash off on your cameras better. Nice one. If the flash is on, yeah, well the fish aren't bothered by the flash necessarily, but you get bad pictures. Even inside the cell, I like the flash off. You get that blue light effect, which looks super cool on Instagram, Facebook, Snappy, Chatty, whatever they call it.
Whoa, that's a lot of fish.
Looks like you're actually underwater on a submarine. All right, Lava Rock Ridge, port side. Look at this, port side. Everybody turn to the port side. There's that Lava Rock Ridge. There's Skull Cave over here. Sometimes there's an eel in one of the eyes.
We already saw.
Lots of gold coral.
We saw blue eels and yellow.
Nice.
Starry. Starfish.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I said
The eels kind of hide out, so like you probably just see their face in a hole.
no, we saw them.
There's a starfish.
Yeah, when you're snorkeling, sometimes you see more eels, but when you get closer, it's a better chance you see something. I scuba dive for the company, and sometimes if I'm low, I'll swim right over top of an eel, and you'll see it like right under your chest,
Oh, wow.
like a foot away. It's like, ah, no, don't bite me, please.
When kids do. Have you ever saw?
Eels sting a person? Eels don't sting, they just bite. On the starboard side here, we got these Asahi reefs. Again, so the big seaweed growing structures. In Japan, these are 4 times as large.
Wow.
Because they can actually grow the seaweed. Here, ours just double as huge fish apartment complexes. We attract all these small little tropical reef fish and in turn attract those larger predators. Those giant trevallies you'll see out there, these are the small ones. They'll get bigger. Yeah, I've seen. Only one time, I saw this family by one of the sunken shipwrecks. There was 2 big ones and a bunch of smaller ones. The big one was probably 6 feet long. And like I said, normally they're screaming past us like Indy 500 cars. But these were just all kind of sitting there and they were eyeballing us as we went by. It was one of the coolest things I've seen down there.
Oh, what?
Looking at old
What's that?
pictures.
I saw something like
Oh, it might have been one of the giant trevallies. They like to go under us. One of the favorite spots. They go inside of these things. You see they're inside these seaweed reefs, Asahi reefs. And they like to be under us too. There'll be fences there, so it filters out colors one by one as you proceed.
Red shirts. Look.
And speaking of which, we are going deeper. Check out our depth gauges. One up forward here on port, one back there by Heather on the starboard side. We're down here at 92 feet deep, which is pretty cool. The deeper. A frogfish.
Something airplane.
I've heard of frogfishes here on Oahu. I've never seen one on this dive. If you want to see the frogfish, the best place to go is the Maui dive. So if you guys have a Maui trip, you can go on the submarine tour over there in Lahaina, Maui. It's pretty cool. A little bit different than ours. They have like one shipwreck and mostly they're looking at reefs. The reefs in the Big Island and Maui are bigger than the reefs that we have here. Mostly because we get a lot of currents here. The frogfish they see in Maui. They're hard to spot.
There's the
They're hard to spot.
airplane.
If you do want to go there, you can get the annual pass, right? And you could potentially
that?
go on a submarine tour every day of your vacation, right? Annual pass is I think it's like $60 now, plus tax. Yeah, way cheaper than the tour price you guys probably pay. I'm not sure what it is for kids, but right, it's at least half off, right? And a mental thing, right? We need that switch of jobs here to kind of keep us sane. All right, so we got an airplane. It's going to show up on our starboard side. So if you want to see the airplane, it will be on the starboard side.
Right over top of something.
Approach safely. And if you guys are on port, I would look over here too. We got the 2 airplanes. We're going in between. They're staggered, so we see this one on starboard first. We see the other one on the port side once this one comes out is out of view. And these airplanes are called Mitsubishi YS-11s.
These are so cool.
It's a Japanese-made commercial passenger airplane, yeah. Built back in the 1950s in Japan. They operated until the 1980s. In 1981 to 1988, they did cheap inter-island travel. So they went bankrupt for Mid-Pacific Airlines. And we bought the airplanes for $20,000 a piece. We set them in 1991. And then they were tossed around underwater here by a hurricane in 1992.
They're in the engine bay.
Mom, could you hear that?
Look
Now,
at that, Luke.
you know, why do we have airplanes down here? Two major reasons. One,
Fish.
airplanes are made out of a weather-resistant metal,
Mom,
so it's not very
Yeah.
corrosive.
That's a plane.
And secondly, airplanes look super cool in submarine tours.
what's that down there? The big
Basically, it's like if you buy a new car, right? Cars don't last forever, just like we don't last forever. Nothing lasts forever except the big G.O.D., right?
Maybe people got
But maybe your car is going to last you like 15 to 20 years, and then you sell that hoopty and you buy another new car, right? What happens to the old one? Who cares? What do you got? The new one. And here's some. Oh, shark! Of course, shark! 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 Oh, it's got like a hook in its mouth. Wow! And it's got all those giant trevally circling around it. That's a very aggressive fish, so they'll chase off other predatory competitors.
Oh, there's the other plane.
The good news is that shark, the white-tip reef sharks, are not man-eaters. All right? Yeah, they only like to eat women and children. I'm playing those. All right, so airplane here on port side, well in view. Lots of those yellowfish out there. Those are known as ta'ape and Tahitian. No Hawaiian name because they were introduced here in the 1950s.
I see great white. I'm gonna
Or blue striped snapper. That's what they're called. Now check out our depth gauges here too. We're at 112 feet deep. You may have felt we hit the bottom earlier. Don't tell anybody.
Mom,
Yep.
Well, there's another shark underneath the wing there. You can see the outline of the shark. It's in the shadow. Do you see that? Shark number 4 down there. Now, here at Atlantis, we actually consider this to be the most romantic
Mom, is that
part of our
it
tour.
down there?
That's right. Ladies, if you came out here with your sweetheart, gentlemen, now would be a good time to turn to your blue.
I can
bay,
see it, but I
your
can't. Have you
Your Pookie Bear, your sweet thing.
Have you saw on the great white?
Give her a big kiss. White sharks don't live in Hawaii. They don't. Now I've heard a bummer. The Aussies aren't feeling bummer with that one. But
No great white sharks.
there's a white-tip reef shark on the starboard side here. Finally something on starboard. Oh, it's swimming. Captain Mary's trying to catch it over here. Drive over closer to it.
Yes, I got a picture gun.
Don't turn around.
Got a picture of the shark.
We got some kava out here. This is like part of the tuna family. Oh, there it's good. It's swimming back down towards our stern here. Nice.
Hey, there's someone. There's some fish swimming next to us.
Those bigger fish. Oh, here's some reef fish called the hualus. That's the dory fish, we like to call them too. They look just like dory. That's Dory's cousin. They also speak whale.
I'm so happy that all these pictures are gonna get picked out and
All right, best pass of the tour here. We're going to go in between these two big sunken shipwrecks, and with this awesome visibility, we're going to see lots of cool fish. And we might see a turtle in this area. All right, so our potential to see a turtle has increased astronomically. All right, this is the main spot we'll see them. So if you guys see one, remember, say something. Holla.
The other ship over on this side, guys.
Yeah, so shipwrecks on both sides. This one on the starboard side is called the YO-257. It's a big oil tanker. The other one out there on the far side there on port, that is called the San Pedro. It's a fishing boat caught fire.
There's the end of the ship.
Now we're passing the shipwreck on the safe side for us, but you notice the fish are on the other side. See how the white fish are kind of cruising over there? Now for them, the safe side is the opposite side. Now, what makes it safe or unsafe is the currents. Right, so the currents from this side are pushing us away. If we get to the bow here, you can see this 3-foot rope. Works like a windsock. It's pointing ever so slightly towards us. And it's kind of pushing us along.
Shipwreck.
Pushing us away from the shipwreck. Right, that's safe for us. We don't want to hit. Right, but for the fish, they want to get pushed towards the shipwreck. So a big fish comes around, you want to get away fast, and you get away faster if you're swimming down current rather than up current. Right?
I just hear a little teeny fish go up.
Well, you don't want to get eaten.
Bubbles.
Yeah, if you're out there swimming, right?
Bubbles.
All right, so we're gonna spin around here. You can see the shipwreck is still out there. Now, normally this would be dangerous, right? But not for Captain Mary. She's awesome. Yeah, she's been driving subs for 20 years. Although I probably shouldn't say
61.
that. She was a child prodigy. She started when she was 1 year old. She just celebrated her 21st birthday again.
61. So
62 feet. All right. Sometimes when we spin, we come up a little bit. Yeah, we're in good hands here. And not just because we have Allstate, right? Kind of movie stuff.
Look, that's the ship on the other
Right,
side.
so we can handle depths of up to 750 feet, right? So, all right, shipwreck on the port side. These ones with the 2 black stripes, the long white dorsal fin, those are known as kihi or pennant butterfly fish. There's another fish that looks very similar. It's got a long beak. That's from the movie Finding Nemo. That's a gill. It's a Moorish idol. Those white fish out there, those are called pyramid butterfly fish. It is a hatch. The pyramid butterfly fish are very fragile fish. They only hang out at the most successful reefs. So the fact that we see a lot here means that this is a very successful reef. Now that's a giant toboggan underneath me.
I don't see it.
We have a boat on this side.
And this is a popular public scuba diving site. So for our one diver, this is a good spot to go. Right, we're at like 75 feet deep here on
How
the
big
the
that
top
is.
deck. You can see this gun turret here. It's got a chain hanging off the top. That leads up to a mooring bulk, and that's where the dive boat will
There's
go
a ship
to.
on here on this side.
Right, at this depth, yeah, another shipwreck on that side. At this depth, the divers can stay down here for maybe up to half an hour. Underwater, time goes fast, though. They're having fun, right? It depends on your breathing patterns, right? How you can conserve the air in your tank. Now, the deeper you, the less time you're going to have because the air in the tank will compress with the pressure change, right? So at like 33 feet deep, the air inside the tank will compress down to half its size, right? So every breath you take, you're actually taking in more air than your lungs would normally be able to hold. So when you scuba dive, it can create dangers like decompression sickness, right? Because all the gases in the air can build up, right? So this is good for the